right, guys, we're watching our first video. How the most hated 7th grader got revenge. I actually saw her content not that long ago. I believe it was like a couple months ago. She's doing amazingly well right now. I believe her music and all that. So I think that's what they're talking about, maybe.
Post that was lightly poking fun at a silly song made by a 7th grader turned dangerous when a group of internet scum orchestrated an attack known as Operation Black Friday. The hackers doxed Rebecca, releasing her home address, parents' work addresses, and the information for the middle school she attended, along with a copy of its calendar and a map of the campus, knowing exactly where she will be and when. The plan posted to 4chan's B-board read, "Here are some simple orders. 12 p.m. EST, start calling the school with all of the numbers and tardy bull. Fax as many nudes of anything, girl horse for example, and put Rebecca's name on it. At 1 p.m. EST, DDoS Arc Music Factory. At 3 p.m. EST, start requesting her Sorry Excuse for music on the radio." As if her life being in danger wasn't hard enough on the young girl, Rebecca Black's song Friday was the catalyst of relentless cyberbullying. It briefly became the #1 most disliked YouTube video of all time, and was widely regarded as the worst song and video ever made. This is the story of how the entire internet attacked a 7th grade girl and how she ultimately got her redemption. 13-year-old Rebecca Black was initially inspired by her classmate Alana Lee, who released a song and professional music video called Butterflies. Now, Rebecca had been singing and dancing in school talent shows and musicals since she was a toddler. Therefore, the idea of making a music video sounded like a fun new experience. Becca went home and asked her mom if she could make one like her classmate, so they reached out to the company who produced the Butterflies video, Arc Music Factory. Arc Music was owned and operated by Patrice Wilson, who would ultimately create the viral song that turned Rebecca's life upside down. Making terrible pop songs for little girls was not Patrice's first choice as a career path. He started a record label but didn't have money to give artists for recording and marketing costs. Instead, artists would pay him using Arc Music as a gateway to the entertainment industry. For a couple $1,000s, Arc Music would write a song, get a studio, produce the song, take photos, record a video, and even submit all of that to more legitimate labels. However, Patrice soon realized his company primarily attracted one specific group: fame-hungry teenagers and their parents who could afford to risk the multi-$1,000 investment. The first audition was more like, what the heck is going on? These are all kids. We tried to go with being selective, but when you're also starting a business, we can't be too selective. Despite the young teens being his only clientele, he always managed to fit himself in the videos, whether he was just acting, singing background vocals, or rapping his own verse. It's almost like he saw Ludacris jump on Justin Bieber's song Baby, which earned over 1 billion views, peaked at #5 on the Billboard Hot 100, and sold over 10 million units, and crafted his entire business model to try to recreate that moment. Now, Rebecca's mom just wanted to support her daughter's passion, so she paid the $4,000, and Patrice seemingly slapped together something that was good enough to fulfill the excitement of a 13-year-old girl.
Then they sent me, it was called It's Friday at the time, and I was just like, cute, okay, whatever. Nobody's gonna see this, like, let's run it, you know?
They recorded the song, then filmed the music video at Rebecca's house with all of her real friends to make her more comfortable on camera, and Rebecca said the experience was pretty normal.
It wasn't really like this big glamorous ordeal or anything like that. I had gone to Forever 21 to pick out my outfit the day before. I had invited a few of my friends. I thought that would be a lot more fun. I remember doing that performance shot, not knowing what to do with my arms. So I think if you watch the video, like, I'm just dancing like this for the whole time, which, God, it was a fun day.
Rebecca didn't hear anything back from Patrice for a few weeks after the shoot. She never got to see a rough draft or make any creative decisions on the video edit. The first time she saw the video was when it was uploaded to YouTube on February 10th, 2011.
What did you think of the song and the video and everything at first?
I think I was probably more concerned about, like, myself than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I was so hyper-focused on, this is what I look like on camera, and just picking my own self apart, and like, I look a little awkward there, and like, because this was never meant to be like, this is my pop star debut.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally just on my own vibe. Like, I didn't really consider it to be something that was going to be seen by a lot of people. So
Becca got to show her friends and classmates the video, and it just seemed like it would be a
like, what it was is like, oh, this is just an experience. See what if I end up liking it, and then hopefully I will do it for legit in the future. Because Like, what's the one thing that a lot of people say when you start something new or you're getting into a new field or whatever? It's gonna be shit. Almost everything we do the first time ever, it's gonna be shit. Like that's just like the way it is, honestly. And bro, she's 13. Like I remember hearing the song, we made fun of it, but never like to a point where like writing hate messages or something like that. Or I just heard of it and it was just funny, right? And that's it. That's where it ended. I didn't know people went. Obviously, I was not on the internet like that until like 2019, where I really started looking into the internet, how everything works and memes and all that kind of stuff. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to internet. And yeah, it's crazy to me that like people went beyond just for like, bro, you could like put a dislike, I guess a hate comment. I don't recommend it, but put a hate comment better than goddamn doxing and going crazy over a 13-year-old. Really?
A cute memory for her to look back on. The video got 4,000 views in the first 28 days, but on the 29th day, Rebecca's world was about to come crashing down. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. Bank of America recently announced a data breach, and here's what's really disturbing. They didn't tell anyone for months. On average, it takes a company 277 days to report a breach. Your personal data, because it feels like your social security taking the chance. Your personal data to Comedy Central star Tosh.0's blog with the title, Songwriting Isn't For Everyone. At the time, the Tosh.0 website was averaging 3.2 million visitors, which was just enough traffic to start this viral storm. The blog post was merely criticizing the song's terrible lyrics, even acknowledging that she did not write them, which was true. It was written entirely by Patrice Wilson, and to be fair, the lyrics are pretty bad. The song is essentially about an average middle school girl's life on a Friday, waking up in the morning, eating cereal for breakfast, going to the bus stop, seeing your unlicensed friends drive up to your house and not being confused by that, but rather not knowing what seat to take. Nobody wanted to admit it at the time, but the chorus was objectively catchy. Who doesn't love Friday? Who isn't looking forward to the weekend? However, the part where Patrice clearly exhausted the little creativity he did have was in the bridge where he had Rebecca sing, "Yesterday was Thursday, today it's Friday, we so excited, tomorrow is Saturday, and Sunday comes afterwards." And then of course he had to jump in to have his ludicrous moment. The Tosh blog poking fun at the lyrics was more than fair criticism. Others would not be so gracious, beginning to share some of the most hateful, vitriolic opinions about the young girl. There seemed to be a particular trend of telling her to die. 4 days after the Tosh blog post, the official video for Friday had 7 million views, stories on thousands of websites and blogs, most of them sporting negative headlines such as, "Why do we hate Rebecca Black? Rebecca Black's bizarrely bad video," and many claiming it to be the worst video or song of all time. At that point, if you typed in "worst song ever" on YouTube, her video would be the first recommended. A few days after her explosive virality, Rebecca did an interview on the morning news and shared how harsh people were treating her.
"You're so fat and you'll never be pretty. You suck at singing. I hope you go and I think you should get an eating disorder because that will make you prettier."
She's 13.
Additionally, Rebecca wanted to prove to her haters she could actually sing, since most people were critical of her monotone voice with the auto-tune cranked up high, but they weren't exactly impressed with her acoustic version either.
"Gotta make my mind up, whiskey cannot take. It's Friday."
She's 13. Like, no, alright, sorry, I'm like...
While we climb this mountain, I want to tell you guys about Shopify, a platform that makes starting a business incredibly easy.
Unfortunately for Rebecca, the mainstream coverage just attracted more negative attention, sending the song into the tens of millions of views, most of which were just spamming the dislike button. There were definitely a lot of people just trolling, using her song and likeness as nothing deeper than a meme. Even deaf people said they were grateful they couldn't hear the song. However, you could imagine for a 13-year-old girl, it could often be difficult to tell the difference between harmless trolling and vitriolic bullying, especially with 4chan users doxing her and encouraging people to attack her middle school,
weird,
or the countless
bro.
death threats that prompted real criminal investigations. The bullying got so intense that her parents opted for her to be homeschooled, to which, of course, was celebrated as a victory for her online haters.
Wow.
It seemed like everything Rebecca did just amplified the hate. She appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, where she performed Friday for the first time. She was accused of lip syncing when the backing track began before she even had the microphone in her hands, which is a totally normal practice for performers, but nobody was giving her the benefit of the doubt. At this point, the fastest way to go viral on YouTube was to simply make fun of or parody Friday. Countless YouTubers, including Nihahiga, Bart Baker, and Dashi XP,
I
made
remember those.
remixes
I
to the
remember those.
song.
Yeah,
The
I remember
Annoying
those.
Orange posted a Friday parody that has almost more views than the original. Several TV shows and media outlets poked fun at Black and her viral song. Conan O'Brien had a segment on his show where he made a parody of Friday called Thursday. In a less overtly mocking tone, Fox's Glee performed the cover of Friday in the episode Prom Queen. Just a couple weeks after going viral, her video officially surpassed Justin Bieber's Baby to become the most disliked video on YouTube. Patrice not only fulfilled his business prophecy, but he was able to one-up Bieber and Ludacris.
True.
Ironically, many celebrities were the ones who showed support for Rebecca.
More fun, pom-poms. What do you think? Now, honest opinion, Chris Brown. Honest opinion
honestly,
of Rachel
I'm
Black.
never a hater. Oh, it was great. I actually liked it. I'm gonna be jamming to it on Friday.
Gotta get down on Friday.
One of the most shocking supporters was television personality and record executive Simon Cowell, who is a ruthless music critic. Simon advised Rebecca not to listen to anyone over the age of 18. I'm being deadly serious. Whatever she's done has worked. Whether you like her or not, she's the most talked about artist in America right now. Nobody over the age of 18 should understand her or like her, so she should just do it her way. Even Lady Gaga spoke out in support of Rebecca.
So what do you think about the future
Crazy.
of fame through YouTube?
I think it's fantastic. I say
Yo, what up,
Rebecca
graphics?
Black is a genius, and anyone that's telling her she's cheesy is full of shit.
However, the main criticism that seemed to be widely accepted as fair was the notion that her parents paid for her to be a star. These people must be fame-grubbing, artistically
what's it
bankrupt,
called?
declasse narcissists. It's also tacky.
industry
It's so
plant.
sad.
Hey, then,
It's so
graphics
shameful
going.
and desperate. Now, there is some nuance to be considered here. It's unfair to say Rebecca was desperate for fame, but since she was a performer since the age of 2, she did like the idea of becoming a star.
I
Which,
just didn't
honestly, is
know,
that really a big
I
deal?
was like a fan of YouTube. I was a fan of like Justin Bieber and like all the things happening then. I wasn't ready for that then.
Since American media glamorizes the celebrity lifestyle, it's not uncommon for a young girl to desire the red carpets, bright lights, and fans screaming
I don't
her
think
name.
nobody
She
is
loved to
gonna,
perform.
like-
She loved making music. Then again, she never thought Friday would be seen by anyone. She even recognized Friday was not a good song, but she also did not write it. Other critics wrote, "The only thing more horrifying than Rebecca Black's terrible Friday is the sad, easily exploited longing for fame she represents. This is a better critique of the industry as a whole."
Bro, that's literally like a lot of kids would love the fame that she got, man. Let's be honest, dude. Especially nowadays, like how a lot of people are doing anything to get clout and fame in any way, shape, and possible. She made a song that did not hurt anybody. Genuinely, right? And there are people out there that make content that actually hurt people. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just find it really weird and cringe how people just like, honestly, I did not know that everyone was attacking her like that, dude. It was, that's just a crazy thing to me to think about. Like, bro, they hit her that much. They were attacking a 13-year-old. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, what the fuck? Just working on Demon Slayer X Cartoon Network matchup. Noise. Oh, by the way, I just got I got some news. Some very exciting and also probably a little bit scary news. I got accepted to Anime Expo, my first art booth in a while, and I gotta tell you, man, the reason why it is nerve-wracking because holy shit, that booth was not cheap to purchase once you get accepted. But yeah, it is a big show, one of the biggest shows of in the art world. Anime Expo is one of the biggest art shows, especially for like anime and stuff, in the art world. So yeah, I'm gonna be at the Anime Expo show. I got accepted to another con, but I had to like turn that one down because like I decided I'm gonna do Anime Expo, Nostalgia Con, which is a smaller art show, nothing too big. Nostalgia Con, and then hopefully I can do TwitchCon. So I'll do those 2 shows, or like 2 big shows, 1 small show, and maybe I'll do LA Comic Con if I get accepted. Obviously, when they get open and stuff. It all depends how everything goes and the risk and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and that's what I'm working right now. Some anime artwork that also will go well with like a Nostalgicon. And so we're doing a back series, continue this series with like Naruto and then some of my original characters right now. So today's just sketch night. We're also gonna do some full body character sketches for like stickers and stuff too as well. I made a whole list of what characters we're gonna pick and go for. And then yeah, like I'm still gonna do like obviously my original characters and stuff like that too as well, because I want to do 50% original and 50% fan art. That's like my goal for the Anime Expo. That's gonna be like the plan pretty much. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Yeah, it's exciting, and yeah.
Whole. Rebecca was the product of an untalented record producer who was seemingly desperate for fame. It could be argued that Patrice used Rebecca and others to get himself publicity as a viral songwriter and music mogul, someone who could make your child's pop star dreams come true.
Oh yeah, of course.
He even hosted talent auditions on Good Morning America for his next star, only for it to be a commercial for his auto-tuned microphone toy. To make matters worse, Rebecca and her mother sued Arc Music Factory for copyright infringement and unlawful exploitation of publicity rights.
Wait,
the original
what?
agreement was that Black would own the exclusive rights to the song since they paid the recording and production costs.
Ooh.
But then Arc Music began selling ringtones without their permission. Selling ringtones was a lucrative business in the early 2000s,
Oh, yeah, it was.
generating
Yes, it was.
billions of dollars annually
Yes, it was.
before smartphones
Oh my
and
God,
streaming
yes, it
services
was.
took over. Customers paid
Back in the
anywhere
day, you had
from
to
$1
record.
to $4.99 to purchase a single ringtone. Since Rebecca was meant to own the rights to the song, all of the profits should have been going to her, but they weren't. According to an assessment made by Billboard, the 13-year-old was netting roughly $24,900 per week from track sales.
Wow.
The sales and streaming data actually launched the song to the number 58 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. Arc Music later even tried to charge $2.99 to watch the music video on YouTube. Patrice
What?
and Arc Music were trying to unlawfully snag whatever revenue they could. At this point, Rebecca had the worst introduction to the music industry and fame you could imagine. Most people in her position would crack under the pressure, but she did the opposite. She fought back, first by
To get started in data
Damn it.
analytics, you don't need previous experience.
Could work
or
half for
the
sure.
Google
Yeah, I
Data
think half
Analytics
a bit of
certificate.
embracing
I think half will be the best thing, because again, I think this is a big opportunity not to showcase like not just my fan art, but my original characters and my original story. You know what I mean? Like my own thing. Like it's a big art show. This is a bit an opportunity. It is a big risk. Don't get me wrong. That's why it's always to do like that's what I'm gonna do half. But it is a big risk for sure. But I'm willing to do it because I feel confident about it. And like I feel like this is like I have to do it, you know, instead of doing 100% fan art, because one, I'm not a big known artist, so I think like also having more original characters and or my own style and everything like that we put out like to a lot of people, I think it'll make me stand out from the rest of the crowd pretty much too as well.
the memes and making fun of the song herself.
Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. That line is about consumerism. I gotta have my bowl.
Oh, like she's making it like a deep
You can't live without
parody.
these things in modern society. And for some people, it's a mortgage, and others, it's a bowl of cereal. Well, the choice between the front seat and the back seat is actually a metaphor for American foreign policy. Front seat Afghanistan, back seat Iraq. We gotta make our mind up.
Then by fighting Arc Music to retain full ownership of her song and re-uploading it to her official YouTube channel. My mom said to me, "We can either keep it up on YouTube or take it down." I said, "No, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of making me take it down. No, this is going to work out. I just want to let it go. Let it do its thing."
Were you guys ever able to make any money from that whole situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I own the master to the song.
Okay.
I didn't write it, so I don't own the publishing, but I own
What? You own the recording. So anytime anybody used the song,
she gets royalties.
You get paid So that's nice though that you at least made.
She was in a music video with Katy Perry, I believe.
Paid for sometimes people use it and.
Yeah, sometimes.
Nice.
Patrice desperately tried to recreate this viral moment with other young acts after Friday, but failed miserably.
Yeah,
Rebecca
that was
then
so
started
weird.
posting
I
YouTube
think I
videos
remember that one with the
consistently,
panda.
building a real fan base of people who understood that she was just a normal girl who got stuck in an unfortunate situation.
I think I don't want to have to like look back when I'm older and then like, wow, I wasted all the time being young, being unhappy.
She was even invited to star in Katy Perry's music video for her hit song Last Friday Night. She continued to release singles, but none of which matched the success of Friday, with fans believing that her debut was what caused the lack of support. If this was pushed by Disney, it would have been loved. In 2013, Rebecca teamed up with YouTuber Dave Days to release a song titled Saturday, peaking at number 55 on the Billboard Hot 100. Some felt this was a positive way for her to jab back and embrace the jokes. However, others looked at this as a mere desperate attempt to gain attention, which resulted in more memes and a resurgence in bullying. And as a result, she finally decided it was time to step away. So there came a point where everybody that I was working with, management, all of that, I let go of all of them.
So
and I
it
just
was a
stopped.
mistake
My
for
parents
doing
and I
that.
agreed I'm going to go back to high school. Yet again, Rebecca had the foresight to recognize how this was all not going to play out in her favor. People feeling sorry for you is not a good way to build a fan base,
True.
nor can you just jam music down people's throats.
True.
So instead of continuing to do that, she spent time figuring out how to write her own music.
She was very smart. She didn't like, you know how like some people force themselves, like when they become a meme or something, they force it, and like where it's no longer working, they're still forcing it. Like I said, what she did, instead of like complaining about like, yo, like my music and stuff, I guess she decided, you know what, I'm gonna go study up music and actually like figure this out and see how I could create good music instead of meme music, instead of like being known as just a Friday girl, which I guess she will always be known as that. But you go even beyond that, you know. Controversy with the Gotti, like they dropped the banger, like and then she disappeared. No, what song? The song cover with Gotti? Gotti? Is that his name? Sounds familiar. I'll check it out right now on YouTube.
And put in the 10,000 hours to discover her inner artist.
Just as I started to grow into like adolescent version of me, music became the thing that really changed my life and saved my life in a lot of ways. And that was something that I knew I had to dive into myself without other opinions. So when I graduated high school, I moved up and I just started writing, and I wrote a lot of bad songs, like a lot. I had to go through that in order to
that's normal.
Really learn the repetition, and also learn that like if I'm ever gonna do this in a way that is meaningful and good, I have to trust that I have something to say, which is like artist 101.
She re-entered the game with a significant social media following, who remained open-minded towards her new music. In the summer of 2016, Rebecca released the song titled The Great Divide, her first release of new material in almost 3 years. It reached number 23 on the US dance charts, but that would unfortunately be her last song to make the charts. Every year since 2016, she kept her foot on the gas, dropping multiple songs per year and experimenting with various genres, refusing to give up on this dream. Then, in a dramatic twist of fate, the very song that once destroyed her, she was able to rewrite its history and catapult a resurgence in her career. In 2021, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of her infamous debut, Rebecca Black released a hyperpop remix of Friday, produced by Dylan Brady of 100 Gex, and featuring eclectic artists such as Dorian Electra, Big Freedia, and 303. The track was reimagined to a frenetic symphony of glitchy beats and warped vocals. The music video is a kaleidoscopic explosion of Y2K aesthetics with futuristic elements. She was also able to get herself a web redemption from Daniel Tosh, the man who
I saw a video about that guy. Never mind. Yeah, so
do you blame me for making people aware of the video, or do you give us credit for making it?
I do give you credit.
Oh, you give us credit for it.
Time.
We were obviously, let's not, we weren't like, oh my God, this is the greatest song in the world. We were like, look at this. This is insanity.
I mean, it was a little bit insane.
I mean, some of the lyrics are silly.
Yeah.
Her debut studio album, Let Her Burn, received generally favorable reviews, solidifying her place in the hyperpop realm.
She did it. Rebecca Black made a solid little album and proved she is capable of pulling together a respectable pop record.
Recently, she performed a phenomenal Boiler Room DJ set where she showed her deep knowledge and taste for hard-hitting techno bangers, and the crowd went absolutely wild in support of her playing a Friday remix.
I mean, make a success out of
She
it.
had two choices. Make this song ruin my life, make this song make my life. Actually mad inspiring to see how she flipped the script. At first, it was funny to tease Rebecca.
You know what the thing is? You know, like a lot of things that we hated as kids, we actually find nostalgic goodness of it. You know, like there's just some things out there that we just hated and we made fun of, but then when we started listening to it, like, man, this is actually kind of a banger, or it's actually not that bad. What the fuck were we thinking? You know what I mean? Like, have you guys ever got that feeling on some things that when we watch, like when we used to like watch like on movies, TV shows, music, or whatever, and then you're like, hey, it's not that bad actually. It's actually pretty good. What the hell are we thinking? That's what it feels like. Because again, I feel like a lot of nostalgic stuff just seems as like it just becomes good it just becomes like not like entirely good, but like they see it in a good light after like when some years has passed and you're like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. Or it's like, hey, you know what? It's a pretty fun song or whatever. And it's just like, I remember this nostalgic as fuck kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Black. But now people recognize we were way too harsh on an innocent 7th grader who was just trying to have a fun new experience. Friday was always a bad song, and it still is. But Rebecca rewriting her narrative and earning a genuine fan base from her hard work and creative vision could be one of the most respectable redemption arcs in history.
No, that's actually Filthy Frank. That's actually Filthy Frank, y'all. Love or hate this song, you never should be doxing a 7th grader. 100%. With Rebecca Black's spirit, there was really a natural level of hate towards child pop stars, whose only crime was singing one bad song in the early 2010. Mad respect to Rebecca Black. She flipped everything around, basically rewrote her own reality. Honestly, she's just a kid that released a song many found annoying. It's nuts that many people did all this horrible shit to her. Yeah, people are just like cringe. They have no lives. Today's Monday, and this should be a Friday video. Such an illustration. Honestly, most people would have disappeared, understandably so. Well, she did, but she like here's the thing. What a lot of people don't understand, man, it's like you got to go to that phase. I mean, not everybody goes through this phase, but I think personally, I believe a majority of people go through the phase where you're gonna make a lot of bad shit when you're creating something before you get to the good shit. You know what I mean? For example, like artists, right? We always do what do you call it? We always like create like bad art, right? When we first start, and I'm still like obviously like me, I'm still learning through all this. Well, because I've been really done a lot of this stuff, yeah. But you know like how like a lot of us are still learning to this day. When we start like a brand new like subject or topic or design or whatever, and we're like, when we first start on it, it seems that it's bad, but you continue going at it and practicing, it gets better and better and easier. And this is what I'm doing right now. Like I'm struggling right now to draw pretty much like the backside of a face, right? Because like I don't have a lot of experience with that, right? And I'm just like, oh, like I'm just learning how to do that. And it is like that is normal. It's normal for like for anybody to draw something that's like quote unquote garbage. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole point of when you're creating something. It's like it's never gonna be it's never gonna be perfect. It's never gonna be like the right it's never gonna be like good in the first try or whatever, right? It's like just how it works pretty much. Subjected to it, you can't get any better without trial and error. Yeah, 100%. Oh, actually, you know what's crazy? I actually talked about a video not that long ago about art being subjective. There's actually a person who disagrees with that, and I kind of understand where they're coming from. Because hold up, let me the video here.